Is this a good angle?
You ask the
Right
questions.
here?
You look great.
It's not my Barbara Streisand angle. I have to admit. See, for me to look good, it has to be up here like this.
But then it looks like they're looking from outer space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
You look great.
Okay. We'll just see here.
Yeah, the one question I will not be sad to not be asked is,
Yes.
so, how do they make you look small?
That's the question. Exactly. Okay.
So, don't ask me that one.
All right. You know what? I'll use your eyes. Okay, I'll do. You know what I was going to do? I was going to do like a speed round of questions, but I need my glasses for this because I can't see it. So the weirdest question that you've been asked on this tour. The weirdest question.
The weirdest question. Oh, sorry, Germany, but there was a guy that came in from Germany who said, "So how was it filming in New Zealand? Did they have Wi-Fi?"
Right.
That was the question. That was the weirdest
because
question.
they don't have
I was
Wi-Fi.
like, yes, they have Wi-Fi.
Running water.
They have hot and cold running water.
Indoor plumbing.
They wear clothes. It's amazing. It's a very advanced culture.
That's very funny. But it wasn't the dwarf guy.
No.
Now,
The dwarf guy as in the guy dressed up as a dwarf.
Yes.
Gabriele.
Yes. Now you had a really great idea, apparently.
Today?
No, before when you said you think you should dress me up as a dwarf.
But I meant the prosthetics.
Right.
Like putting on the big nose.
The real stuff.
The real stuff.
Exactly.
It's a little bit too complicated, but I would have totally covered your face in glue.
That would have
and
just
slapped a big lump of silicone on you, like I had.
That would have been lovely. Not. So were you surprised when he walked through the room? Because I know that he interviewed you last year.
He did, and I was ready for him this time.
Oh, you were?
The thing is, I was doing all my junket on my own, so I had no one to play with, and I knew that if I put on the gold lame turban, that it would probably be taken out of context, so I didn't. He has these huge prosthetic ears, which you can't take your eyes off.
And you know what? He stays in character, which is really funny.
Has he interviewed you?
Does, no, but I watched his interview.
Yeah.
I watched his interview with Martin Freeman,
right.
And Martin actually compliments him on his acting. He says, "See that what you're doing right there? That's you're reacting, and acting is reacting."
Oh, he's been brilliant, Martin. He really has.
He is amazing, isn't he? And he's had an incredible year.
Yeah.
You know, from Fargo to Sherlock.
That was my favourite thing on television this year.
It was. I was going to ask you what you watched.
Amazing. Is that on the list? What was your favourite thing on television?
Well, I was going to ask you what you like in American. Let's go in order.
I don't watch a huge amount of television, but for fear that I'll get hooked.
Right.
So obviously I'm a big fan of House of Cards, which I was before I went and worked in Kidman Spacey's theatre.
Okay.
But yeah, Fargo. Fargo was the other thing that I was like, this is like cinema on television. The standard of working there was amazing, and he was awesome.
And you know, you can binge watch, which is what I do.
Yeah.
I binge watched North and South when I hadn't watched it.
It's only 3 episodes though. That's not really binge.
Is it?
Yeah.
What was that fourth
maybe
episode?
There's 4 episodes. Is there 4?
I think there's 4.
4 parts. I haven't seen the final part then.
Oh, you haven't?
No. What happens?
They divorce.
Okay.
And
they get on a train and go somewhere.
And she runs off with Brendan Coyle, you know, because he's cute too.
Good.
So,
good.
and then she ends up on Downton Abbey.
Have you seen the pictures of George Clooney on Downton Abbey?
I've seen pictures, yes.
I saw one today. I was like, wow, that's great. Good for Downton Abbey.
I know, but it's only for Texana, right? It's not.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's not.
It's not a whole episode.
No,
with him
exactly. I thought he was making a guest appearance, and I thought, very cool.
Me too. As long as he serves coffee.
I guess he's a nice guy. He's really nice. Him, I've interviewed. He's very sweet. We like George. We're the Anglophile Channel. We're about British entertainment.
And Kate and William are coming to New York. Something about him going. He's going to go to a speakeasy.
He's going to take him to Hooters.
Yeah.
You know what Hooters is?
Yes, I do.
You do. Have you been?
There was a chain. When I did my very first ever job out of Lando, which was Hamlet at the Birmingham Repertory Theatre.
Right.
There was a Hooters next to the theatre.
In England?
In Birmingham. Yeah, yeah.
There was?
I don't think it's there anymore. I don't think it's survived. Let's
move on.
Let's move on.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
What question? Okay.
What did you order from the menu in Hooters? Okay.
It was about the wings, right? That's what they always say. That's what my husband says anyway. It's about the wings, apparently. What question did you get sick of answering?
How did they make you so small?
For a 6'3". Are you really 6'3"?
6'3", yeah.
Because I feel like I come up to your height. You're 6'3".
We're sitting down.
No, well, not here. I mean, standing up. He's short in real life.
That's the funny thing when they all come into the junket and they've prepared their first question. They go, "Wow, you're so tall." And I'm like, "How can you tell? I'm sitting down."
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but it's a relevant question. I just forget that we were small. It's always a shock to me when you watch the movie and you see how little you are. I'm like, I don't remember being small because we got bigger. We were bigger versions of ourselves.
In the first, you can't see my smeared makeup, can you?
Are you
Do
crying?
I have raccoon eyes?
Are you crying?
Do you know what raccoon eyes are?
Are you quite moved?
I am. I'm moved.
It's the one last time.
It is one last time.
Last time. Peter Jackson gets his star.
When I saw the first, oh well, you have to talk about that.
Yeah.
When I saw the first movie, I didn't sense the height difference in the dwarfs. You know, I didn't notice it. So I don't know if that was intentional or not. But when I saw the second one, suddenly I see Thorin sitting at, like, you know, the grown-ups table.
Well, it's
and you look very
because
small.
Yeah, because in the second film they start to mingle amongst elves and men, and actually in the third film they're completely isolated. So you don't really see Thorin with anyone other than his own men and Azog at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason I think they chose big guys was because they wanted us all to be warriors and work alongside each other and not have to scale opposite Martin. And you know, so that Martin, the Hobbit differential is all the same, which is great. I mean, the only person that I spent a long time working with that sometimes I couldn't was Ian, but we would always make sure that for mid shots we were in the room together. But sometimes they'd put a mark on. Oh no, they'd ask me to look a foot above his head for eyeline, and it's impossible with Ian McKellen in the room with those like diamond eyes.
Exactly.
Your eye would just go do, and you can't do it.
And you're acting with Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
If you're acting with Ian McKellen, Sir Ian, you want to look in his eyes.
You want to look in the eyes, and you can't. I would fight, and my eyes would just drift down to his.
Yeah, what is that like? I mean, you know, because as Martin Freeman said, acting is reacting. Yeah. So you want to be looking in the person's eye to react to what they're saying.
It was fine on the reverses because you would be absolutely in the eyes, but if it was yeah, it's hard.
Interesting. Okay. So look, you've been all over the world. We've been following you on Twitter. The fans absolutely love that you've done this Twitter picture tour. They really love it. And we've actually been blogging about it as you go along. It's a bit stalkerish, actually.
I have to say that it's one of the things about joining Twitter that I got very excited about.
Yeah, because the last time that we talked, you said absolutely no Twitter.
I think I've said it on camera.
Yes,
I'll never join Twitter. Yeah. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant to bring people along with you that don't get the chance to leave their own home sometimes, you know, and they may not even get to the film.
Right.
Some people couldn't come to see the play, so to be able to just connect with all of those people and have fun, you know, it can get very serious sometimes, and you know, my intention is just to make people laugh.
Keep it light, you know.
Yeah.
And like I told you before, it gives people an opportunity to feel like they're connected to you and feel like they're a part of your day. So when they see their favorite online and, oh, today I'm, you know, on Hollywood Boulevard giving a star to Peter Jackson, they feel like they're part of your life. Yeah. And they feel connected, which I think is important.
The other thing that's really interesting as well is seeing fans connect in the different places we've gone. So some of the guys that were at the Comic-Con in Brazil are sort of connecting with the Paris fans and the London fans. So they're kind of talking to each other now, which is... It's brilliant.
Yes, they do. They make friends amongst each other. It's like the old days of pen pals, you know, when you had pen pals in the mini.
But you don't have to wait for the pigeon to deliver it.
I'm not that old, okay,
you know,
pigeons. All right, okay.
The other thing I never took into consideration is the fact that through all of the kind of fun and the promotion, and, you know, the one thing I really try not to do is, if I'm going to self-promote, I'll always point in the direction of the person that is really responsible for, you know. Like the photographer, if it's a nice photograph. And we've made friends now because of it. But also the charities, you know, in the middle of all of this kind of commercial production, you can just point your hand in the direction of somebody that really needs help. So that's been great. And
I don't know if you noticed, but during the North and South 10th anniversary, that your Richard Armitage US fan page created this event where everybody would watch the movie together. And in honor of that, you suggested that they go to your Just Giving page and donate to Young Minds.
Young Minds.
Right? And I don't know if you looked at it, but the response was incredible. So I looked at that and thought, that's an incredible position to be in, to be able to promote good causes that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm always a bit skeptical of. There's always a certain amount of self-promotion, but not on Twitter. You can just retweet what they're talking about.
Right.
You know, so I'm just really into it.
Exactly. So I noticed when you took off for the whirlwind press tour that you were on, Air New Zealand, who's a huge sponsor, has your face on the side of the fuselage. What?
I know.
What is that
What are they going to
like?
do with that now? They're going to have to respray that plane, aren't they?
I mean, what is
some
that
poor
like?
guy is standing in New Zealand with a Kiwi pot of paint, looking up at a giant plane, thinking, I've got my work cut out.
But I mean, when you go on a plane like that, do you at least get like, you know, an extra bag of peanuts, you know, because you're the guy on the side of the plane?
I don't know if I ever went on that one. I've definitely been on the Smaug one. But
okay.
I think we missed the one that we were
Excuse me,
supposed
sir,
to.
can we have some ID? Yes, I'm sorry. Can
Yeah,
you please
just
look on the
to
side of the plane?
check out the front of the
That's
plane.
me.
They still wouldn't let me on though, would they?
Okay, so let's get serious.
what you do.
Let's get serious. You know, he doesn't even know what time zone he's in. Seriously.
Who are you?
I am from the
Am
Anglophile
I
channel.
in Los
Thank you
Angeles?
so much.
Yeah, good.
He
Okay.
never remembers my name. This is really hurtful.
Marlise Boland.
Oh God, he got it right this time. Okay, good for you. Points. Okay, so tell me. Okay, you've been asked this 100,000 times, but I want to know. This is the end of the journey. So what was it like to see the film all completed and knowing that this is the end and tomorrow night and what sort of emotions are going to be running through you?